frequent do you actually do all this? Sorry.
Hello, hello everyone. I present to you today the Impact Talk series. Me, Srijita Ehsan. Today we have a very exciting guest, Melissa Chen, EA Creative Media Relation founder. Hi, Melissa.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
I hope you're doing well. So, would you like to provide a brief discussion about yourself, or like a brief introduction?
Sure. By the way, I am very, very happy to be here and I'm honored as well. So, my name is Melissa Chan as the founder of EA Creative Media Relation. And I am basically, we are a boutique PR firm in Malaysia. So today I'm not going to share anything about or to teach you anything about PR or how to write press release. It's more of a sharing of my own personal journey as a PR person and entrepreneur uh, l- person, and also when it comes to business. All right. So as in PR, I have already been in the industry for more than 17 years. And it has taught me a lot of things about communication, reputation, and also building a career. So that's my sharing. My sharing will be based on that for today. I'm sorry, Sajita, I can't hear you.
Do you want to present your presentation now? We have it on board.
Okay. So I'm going to skip to the next slide. Okay. So, okay. Are you going to ask me the question or I just answer it?
You can like present your presentation.
I see. Okay. So basically, over here is that every career begins before you even feel ready. What it means over here is that success isn't just a big leap, it's actually built through small opportunities and continuous learning. And like, for example, in my entrepreneurship journey, it actually started off as a content writer, a copywriter. Then I move up towards to be a columnist in one of the major or news stream newspaper. Then from there, of course, I have also increased my knowledge and experience as a PR consultant from there. Then next, I actually got the courage to build up my own PR firm where I step up to open up my own firm. And that's where I become a business owner. So after that, right now, I am having a number of speaking engagement, which will actually bring out the authority leadership in my position from here. So every role that I have actually been through taught me quite a number of things. One of it is about problem solving and also in terms of understanding people. I shall continue.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the next slide. Um, okay. So this is one of my client. The name is Checkpoint Spot. What is so special about them, because I'm using them as a case study so I can actually share some real life experiences from my entrepreneurship journey with you guys. And just a brief introduction of what Checkpoint Spot is about. They are actually an online registration platform for endurance sports like marathons, cycling events, triathlons. So they have been around for more than 10 years and they have not done any media publicity at all. So, what I'm trying to say here is that every business has their own story, but most of it has not been found, just like Checkpoint. They have been around for 10 years, but the public and the media has not heard about them. Apart from those people who are actively in those spots, then they will understand or know who they are. But other than that, nobody knows. So PR is just not about getting awareness, it's about positioning and also publicity. Every entrepreneur and professional needs to know how to tell their stories. So, like for example, um, they are always telling people or in their social media that we are monitor monitoring time races. But when I talk to them, I just told them you need to tweak your story and your title a little bit to what it is we help organizers to make smarter decision using sports data. So that is a catch over there with a hook. So when the media sees it, they found that's an interesting story instead of just we are a registration platform. Good PR actually starts with asking the right questions. Just like on our daily usage or whatever it is, we are actually utilizing PR without us knowing it, like how we actually talk to our spouse, our family members, our colleagues. All these are public relations. So many people would only think that okay, public relations only meant for corporates or big brands. But actually no, it's a daily usage of on a daily every time that we need to do any communications, this is what we are actually doing. All right. So going to the next slide. Here is something which is what nobody actually tells you how working life is about. When we join an agency, whether it's a corporate or even though starting out our own an entrepreneurship journey, work is about solving problems. It's not so much about completing a task. Many thought that, okay, I completed this A to Z task and my things are done. But that is not the way. We really have to think about what nobody actually tells us about is that the problem solving is very important. Even though for us, as we come out being a PR or even any other position that we are doing, we are actually solving certain issues in certain things. So, like for example, in PR events and in interview, imagine this: the priority is that there are multiple things going on at the same time. For a person, they need to send out invitation, they need to actually monitor in terms of the attendance, they need to have storyline, what is the presentation, who are the guests of honor. So all these are the steps that many things maybe people will not actually share in the real life situation. And it comes down to strategic thinking. And sometimes there are many difficult conversations in between, and we will need to know how to actually decide and also to think of a way to solve that particular issue or to proceed with the what you call that the planning of what needs to be done. Comparing my earlier, let's just say to compare my earlier years of doing work, my focus might be different. compared to an entrepreneur right now. Because entrepreneur, we have to look everything overall in terms of the management, in terms of the sales and everything, and also the branding. But when we are trying to complete a certain task for entrepreneurship, a lot of times also we say entrepreneurship is where some people would think is very much a solopreneur journey, where it's only a single person will do everything on its own. Usually, startup will actually have this what you call it mindset. But if we want to grow the company, we could not just focus only on a certain person or a single person. The person needs to actually delegate themselves the task to someone, so you can actually focus on something which is more important for yourself. Certain tasks that you can delegate, you need to delegate. For example, myself. Previously, I always take up the content writing, the press releases, the presentation, the translations as well. I will do it. Then I'll be lacking in terms of the time for me to focus on other things, like maybe talking to the right client, closing a prospect, or even though going out to meet people so I can actually brand myself or my company. So the timing has been taken out just to do something which is very much on paperwork. But once I able to delegate this, I can move better. Then I can grow the company better because I have a team to actually help me out with a certain task on that part. Another thing is that entrepreneurship, what nobody tells you is there are a lot of paperwork that we need to actually do, which is something which we can't avoid. And I believe that majority of the entrepreneurs don't really like this part, because I have spoken to many entrepreneurs and they always say, yeah, the paperwork is one of the worst things that they can do. And hence, this is the picture that I actually put it up. A messy desk. This is what some entrepreneurs actually focus or have, because there are too many things to juggle in between. And we have so little time in a day for us to focus what we need to do. Okay. Then the next one, to the next slide. Okay, this one is talking about the skills that may last for another 10 years. Okay, there are two different types of skills that I share out over here, which you can see is that what I say is left side. It could be one side and another, but I just put it into easier way for me to segment it out. Is like, okay, on the left side, we look into technical. We have the AI tools to help us, like ChatGPT or Canva. These are some of the things that actually help us to improve our entrepreneurship journey. All right. Then, of course, analytics, being a good PR, and maybe for other industry as well, analytics is very important, especially when it comes to the marketing side as well, because this is where you will learn about where your customers are, what they like, and stuff like this. Then the next set of skills will be very much human touch. Human touch is something which the AI technology are not able to copy, like critical thinking or emotional thinking, mindfulness, problem solving. So these are the few things that being an entrepreneur, we need to have these certain skills that to help us to move forward and to be a better entrepreneur or a better person. Even though like communication and listening is one of the most critical skill, I would say that as an individual, you need to have this, because some people, they can communicate very well, but they are not able to listen carefully. So listening is another part of communication, and of course there will be other things like looking at the person's body language, which comes under psychology as well, and also the tone of voice the person is going to speak at, and the words that the person is actually using. So if you are a good listener, you'll be able to pick up all these particular tips or nuggets that will actually help you to maybe close the sales, improve your presentation skill, or even though it could actually help you to grow into a better person. And the real differentiator between, or should I say, the real differentiator are curiosity, and like what I say, communication and adaptability. So we need to adapt. And as I have shared earlier, we need to have problem solving skills. So if we are able to adapt into something on the spot, then we will be able to actually solve the problem immediately. And also empathy. Empathy is something which, again, the AI will not be able to clone from a human. Human have this emotion, the empathy. So these are the qualities which will be very valuable to you, whether you're an employee or you're an entrepreneur. So this one will actually boost you up being a person as an individual itself already. So if you say what are the skills that really remain, so I would say that you use the AI tools or the technology to actually help you, but remain the human skills in yourself. Don't rely too much on the technology. Make sure that the human touch is still within the grasp and within whatever you are doing as a person, because this will actually carry you further away and also to stand out among your competitors. Okay, then I'm going to the next slide. I hope that I'm not going too fast. Okay, all right. So as an entrepreneur, we need to learn. uh, any chances for you to study, self-taught, go for classes or workshops or whatever it is, take that opportunity to learn, to continue learning, because your career grows when you are still learning, and it goes beyond your job scope. Just because you are only cater to a certain industry or a certain job scope, it won't hurt you to actually learn and understand a wider picture or other things, because this will also, like I said, it will actually make you as an individual to stand out amongst your competitor. So reading is one of my favorite things to do as an entrepreneur. And what are the books that I will read are like history, business, yes, psychology, as what I have mentioned, because you will understand the person better and you can actually incorporate it into your communication as well. And journalism. So for those of you who, let's just say, if you're interested to actually move into marketing, branding, or even though PR, this will be one of the few books that I will highly recommend. As for myself, I love reading history books because history books share a lot of things that we actually can learn. We There are so many things inside there that is like a gemstone inside those books. So apart from those self-learning and other things as well, try to get hold of a certain historical books that you can find. It doesn't really needs to be like something boring. History is not boring actually. History is interesting enough, and you'll be surprised that how history can actually help a person or an individual if they wanted to improve themselves to be better. Because history, as what I mentioned, it has happened before. So we can learn from what has happened before and then use it to apply it or to change the strategy and to apply into what we can actually do in our entrepreneurship journey. All right. So yeah, this is something which I would highly recommend towards all of you. Do get a book and then have a read about it when you have the time. If you don't like reading, I believe that there are many audiobooks or something which is available online that you can actually use.
Oh, I have a question, Melissa.
All right.
Given your given your love for reading, what specific books or genres do you suggest students to read to improve their natural storytelling and writing voice?
Okay, if you say that if it's just about journalism and stuff, newspaper is one of the best for you to read. Newspaper or news channels, have a listen to them. If you don't like reading, just listen to the newscaster when they speak, when they what you call that, tell the story. This is something which is interesting enough for them to actually learn about. Newspaper is because of the way it's been written. I believe that many of these editors or editorials, they really put in the effort on writing a good piece of news out. But again, um, writers, journalists, they are still, and what you call that, they are still human. There will be still some errors, but regardless, newspaper is a good what you call that, a material to read about. So I'm not sure you guys over there, are you still having hard copy newspaper or all turned into e-newspaper?
Yeah, we always have the physical newspaper. Like it's very popular here.
Okay, which is good. So like for Malaysia, the newspaper circulation is getting lesser. So everyone is actually reading the e-newspaper, which is still the same. But yes, that is what I'm trying to actually explain. Newspaper is where you can actually understand, one is that the language itself, how the journalists actually write in terms of news reporting, or even though in terms of journal, is totally different. So the best example will be there, because they have so many different sections inside which you can actually understand and to see it over in one material.
All right. Okay, that gives rise to another question. Looking back at your own graduation, what is the biggest misconception students have about the workload and reality of agency life?
Okay. um I would say that build a strong foundation before you want to be specialized in certain things. And for me is that try to get a learning into different industry, then you will be able to learn. Like for example, if you are into communication, then try to actually go into it, and communication actually opens up quite a wide range of industry as well. It can actually fit into many industries. Okay, so um, whether students or even though young professionals who wanted to actually work in a certain industry, but slowly when they have a feel of that industry itself, then they will understand that, okay, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I would like to actually go for something else in another industry. So be free and be flexible. Hence the meaning where I told you the adaptability, the skill sets that you need. This will actually help you to guide you along the way on finding what you really want in life. So before you actually specializing in certain things, um, have a go with certain industry and then just to try it out. Because without trying, you will never understand if it fits you or it doesn't fit you.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's absolutely right. Okay, and another question is, how should a student balance general communication knowledge with specializing in niche areas like tech, lifestyle, or corporate PR?
Okay, that is another thing as well. They also need to actually go and learn um, to have a feel with it, because corporate lifestyle and also in terms of journal is totally different from one another. Corporate can be a little bit dry at a certain point. Lifestyle will be things that, like, big brands will be in, like for example McDonald's or even Milo, Nestle. These are some of them that can fit into the lifestyle. Then after that, in terms of journaling, will be very much on written material in the news, but it's really, really in terms of news coverage, like those into business reporting, finance reporting. These are the things that really actually have another written way when it comes to their own communication, tone, message, words that they use. So as a student or even though as a young professional, try to again have a feel. Don't restrict yourself into one particular position first. Have a little feel. If you're in an agency, maybe you can actually inquire or ask your manager or your higher management to say that I would love to try out on a certain thing. Then you will be able to see, is this my strength or is this where my strength will be? Okay.
Yeah, 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 that's totally right. Okay, so what is the most rewarding part of working in your organization, EA Creative Media Relations?
Okay. The most reward, since this is my own firm, I would say that the most rewarding part is that when I can see my client growing from zero into something. Like, for example, is that I have this particular client who distribute frozen seafood, and they are been in the industry or been in the market for maybe 10, 20 years. Nobody knows about them. Then until one day they actually came to me and to prepare a presentation because they want to submit for an award. So after I did the presentation for them, they got the diamond, or should I say the platinum, which is the highest award within that segment. So straight away it booms up the credibility, the publicity, and also their trust in terms of the branding. So for me as a entrepreneur and also as a PR personnel, when I see them growing this way, it actually give me a very happy sense, because it's like, hey, my client managed to grow from something. into a wow factor right now. So that is the most rewarding thing that I will feel as a PR owner.
Oh, that's great. Okay, since university syllabus guidelines can sometimes lag behind industry, what tools or platforms should students learn on their own in their free time?
Okay, this one is that again you need to read a lot, and in terms of the tools, depending on the tools that you can actually use, ChatGPT or Claude is actually a very very useful AI tool to actually help us um, to build us as a individual. So even though if let's say for example a student who really wants nowhere to ask for help, Claude and ChatGPT can actually help you out. But again, do not depend on them 100%. But what you need to understand is like how to ask them the correct question. What are the correct questions that you need to actually ask them? Then you will actually get the best answer. So another way is that you can always ask ChatGPT or even though Claude for like, okay, I'm having this particular issue. Any other things or materials which I can read or I can actually search up that could actually help me to improve or to solve this particular issue. So that is one of the things that I would recommend students to do because even though for me, I also use ChatGPT quite a lot, but again, I don't really depend on them 100%.
That's really great. Okay, so my next question is your career spans independent copywriting, content development, and strategic PR advisory. So, how does your deep background in ground level writing inform the way you structure macro PR campaigns for your clients today?
Okay, for that, uh, okay, hold on. For that, I actually took some time to also learn because back in the time where first started off, I got no AI tool to actually help me out. So a lot of things is that I have to learn by ground. I have to dig out for information. I have to search for things and to learn my way up, which is yes, is very very tiring, but things manage to be gotten up to do it. Then overall, learning and always also asking questions with the right people on how we can actually improve ourselves from that part. And again, building relationship is also very important being an entrepreneur. So I managed to build wide relations with a lot of media in Malaysia. And these media or editor, journalists or writers, they become my guide indirectly. So there are certain things which I do not understand when it comes to like it could be even though corporate profiles or even though press releases or even though journaling. So I will ask them for some ideas and guidelines so they are able to help me out. So another thing that I would love to highlight on here is you need to actually build up your relationship with everyone. Never burn any bridges because you will never know that when you need these people or who will be actually be able to help you out in the future.
That I absolutely agree with, Melissa. Okay, so we are approaching the end of our session. It was a pleasure having you today on board, and we'll catch up again.
All right. Thank you so much. And I am honored to be able to speak to you guys. So, yep, all the best to all of you.
Thank you, Melissa. Bye.
Okay. Night.